Hi, friends. Welcome to another one of our live sessions. I'm Jen Joe, certified life and career coach and creator of this community. Today, I kind of want to share a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes with me and some big changes that I've been making and revelations that I've had with my own coaching. I actually am getting a lot of coaching in this season. I just hired another one on one coach. So that means I have two one on one coaches that I see every week. And I'm part of a community where I can get coached and watch coaching, and I can submit via like an email service to get coached every day. So it's a whole lot of coaching, which I need in this season because there are some major transitions happening, and I just want to be ready for it. I want to get support so that I do it the right way. But along with the coaching that I've been having, I've had this like major breakthrough. Now it's something that I've been getting coached on for a little bit with one of my coaches. Hey, friend, thanks for joining. And it was this revelation that I knew exactly who I wanted to work with, who I wanted to help, the people that I want to reach in this season moving forward, right? Like I work with a wide array of clients, but I knew in my heart, like I want to speak to my educators. Like I knew that from the beginning when I started, I wanted to help people that were like stressed and burnt out and help them find, greater work-life balance. But it just became so clear to me that specifically I want to help more educators transition out. And that was so hard for me to kind of come to terms with and say, because as a former educator, I know how much I loved teaching. Like I remember being a classroom teacher and absolutely loving what I did, right? But there were so many aspects of the job that just totally suck the freaking life out of you. Whenever you speak to educators, like, and you ask them like what made them stop or want to leave and what was like causing them the most stress, it's never the kids, it's never the act of teaching. You even kind of like the planning of the lessons and executing of them. It's everything else. It's the constant demand of the paperwork, the parents, the administration, right? Rules that you have to follow, all the grading. It's that kind of stuff that really bogs you down. The testing is a big one, right? All those things that really bog you down and make you not want to do it anymore. And part of me had a hard time saying that I wanted to help educators transition out of the field because it felt like I was being a traitor somehow. Like I was not being loyal to this industry that gave me so much, so many opportunities. Um, and it would open me up to speaking about a time where I wasn't too happy doing what I was doing, right? And that's hard because I know so many of you knew me back then and you thought I was doing so well, right? Because I was an assistant principal, or maybe what you knew me when I had my consulting company and I was writing curriculum. And having to come to terms with saying like, no, I was, feeling like I was drowning, or I was like pedaling so freaking hard to stay afloat and get everything done and still feeling like it wasn't enough, like I wasn't having enough impact, like I wasn't making enough change, like the system was essentially broken, and I was doing this little part to try to make it better, but it still didn't feel like enough, right? And I know so many other educators who feel like that because I'm talking to them, I'm having consult calls with them, I'm signing them as clients, and I'm helping them through this process. But I know I have to be able to and willing to share that experience of having done that for myself so that I can help more people do it. Sorry, Charlie. So that I can help more people do it, because I know right now where they're standing and looking at their situation, it feels very bleak and dire. It feels like they have no options, right? It feels like this is just how it is. I spoke to one person and she said she was a teacher for 2 years, and then she spoke to other colleagues who had been doing it for like 10, and they were still struggling to create that balance and to not work on weekends and not work on nights. And I was like, yeah, that's the craziest thing, right? Like there's never a point where you feel like you're coasting or you got it. No matter how many years you've been in it, it's always so freaking much. And I just honestly feel like the system itself is broken. And I needed something to help me stay afloat while I figured out the next step. And for me, that turned out to be like having my own company, right? Like that was my life vest. I was like, okay, I had my own consulting company. I can do this while I figure things out, right? And then it wasn't until I decided wholeheartedly that I was going to build a solid coaching coaching business. That was going to be my thing. My life coaching was going to be the focus, that I truly felt like I landed on solid ground, right? Like that I had that and it's established and I have my clients and I can focus on this. Like that was it for me. But it took me having that transition period of okay, I have this, I can stay afloat while I figure things out. And now I'm in solid ground. And I want to help other people. I want to give them that life vest, right? I want to show them what they can do now while they're transitioning to doing what they are truly meant to do. That they don't have to stay in the current position that they're in because they feel like that's the only thing available to them, because it's not. And I know right now during a pandemic, it seems extremely hard to open your mind to the possibility that there are jobs out there, but there are jobs out there. My clients are getting them, right? Like I'm helping people sign jobs. I'm helping them negotiate their salary so that they're making more money now than they were before. You don't have to stay stuck. You do have options. And I know so many of you, I had no idea that so many people in the field of education had side hustles, right? They're trying to make ends meet because quite frankly, it just doesn't pay enough. Not for the amount of hours and time and energy that you put in, not for the amount of education that they want you to have. It doesn't pay enough. So what you do is you seek other sources of income. And I know a lot of people do multi-level marketing, like selling Mary Kay or, any other product or subscription based model. And they're waiting for the day where that can be their main thing, but they're never giving it enough time and energy because they're so focused on fulfilling the needs of the first primary job, right? And I know like that balancing act that has to happen because I had to leave my consulting company to go back and work full time while I grew my coaching business on the side, right? Like still meeting the demands of the job and still making my business, right? The side hustle, which it was at the time, and to getting it to the point where it could be my main thing. So that's what I help my clients do, right? Creating that time balance now in the stressful, crazy situation so that they have the space and energy to dedicate to that new thing, whether that be a business that they have or whether that be making time to search and apply to new jobs, right? You need to dedicate time to that and have energy to do that. And that takes a lot of you saying no to some of the things you've been saying yes to. That takes you having to speak up at work about setting clear boundaries, about not going in on a Saturday. Like that was my thing. I was like, I can't do that anymore. Like that just doesn't work. And just really cutting off, like saying, okay, when it hits this time, I can't be working at doing the things for this job anymore because I have my other job, right? Whether that be searching for a job or your business, that is your other job that you need to dedicate time and energy to. Or I have my family. And my family is suffering because I'm not being present with them, or my friends or my relationships are suffering because I'm dedicating too much to the job and not enough to this other thing that I'm saying is most important, right? So I'm in the position now where I'm like, no, 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 I need to help these people. I need to let them know that it is possible with whatever background you have, right? Even if you haven't ever worked in another industry, this is all you've ever done, you have transferable skills that can lead you to a different position, making more money, working less hours, feeling more fulfilled. And that is my mission, to help more people transition into the position that really speaks to their heart, speaks to their skill set, speaks to their interest, and gives them the time and energy so that they focus on the things that matter most to them. That is the biggest blessing that I have given myself. And I'm so, so thankful to my former self for putting in the time and effort and energy and investing in the programs, in the people, in the coaches that helped me get to where I am now, to the point where I'm working completely for myself, where I'm making more money than I was in when I was in the field, right? Working for somebody else. I'm working way less hours and I love what I do. And I get to help more people kind of have this same result, whatever that looks like to them. It may not be having their own business. It may be working in a company. I spoke to someone, her desire is to work at a museum, right? whatever that is to that client of mine, like I'm helping them achieve that, and I want to help you achieve that for you. So if any of this resonated with you, if you feel like the system that you are currently in is broken, if you feel like you're in education and you're like, I got to get the hell out because it's not working, I want to tell you you have options, and I'm here to help you figure out what those are and make a smooth transition. Right? Sometimes it feels super scary because you feel like you have to let go of everything right now, immediately. Like you couldn't possibly have time to find a job or interview or dedicate to the business because your current job is consuming all of your time. But I'm here to tell you, like, that's a thought, and I'm going to help you work through those so that we find time, we make time, right? And we make it a priority because this is what you're moving towards. Right? We're not going to stay stuck in what we've always had, because if we keep on being stuck in what we've always had and doing things the way we've always done them, we're going to get the same results. You're going to stay at that job and you're going to continue to be miserable and not have time for the things that you're saying are important to you. So if this is you and you are ready to make that transition, I want you to send me a private message. Let's schedule a time for us to talk about all the things that are keeping you in your current situation and where you'd rather be. I'm going to tell you exactly what it looks like for you to get there, what it's going to take for you to make that transition, and how I can help you. And then you get to decide if that's something that you want to do or not. But at the end of the day, you're still going to know exactly what it's going to take and how you need to do it, right? Like what you need to do, the steps that need to be taken. And then we make a decision, right? I want to help way more people this year. And if this is you and you know you've been thinking about it, don't spend another day thinking about it. I want you to take the next step and start acting in the direction that's actually going to get you the result. And that first step is saying, yes, I am ready to take that step. I need to change. I know something's not working because I've been doing this for years and I'm still not where I want to be. This is not it for me. And I want help getting there, right? I'm ready to help you. I'm ready to help so many more people do this work. And I'm ready to tell more of myself and my story and what I had to do, the things I had to be willing to let go of, the boundaries I had to set to be able to make that transition successfully, so that you can learn from that and start applying it to your own life. Like, I am not some unique unicorn. I promise you. I am pretty regular. Right? And those thoughts and fears that you have right now about making that switch, I definitely had, and I had to work through to be able to get to the place where now I'm like, my freaking life is amazing. Like, I love what I do. I love what I do. I know I'm having an impact on people. I know this is the work that I'm meant to do, and I know I'm going to do it at a bigger scale. And I have time for the other things that matter to me, not just work. Right? Like, I have time to connect with my family and friends via Zoom right now, but still, like, I have time to do that. I'm not exhausted. I have time to cook dinner. I have time to watch a movie. Like, it's freaking amazing. And I want you to create that time for yourself as well, and I want to show you how. So if that's you, I want you to send me a message so that we can chat. Okay, my friends, if you have questions about anything that I said today, go ahead and leave them in the comments. You know I always go back. I love interacting with you. I want to help you in any way possible, so let me know how to best serve you. Okay, have a great week, friend. Bye.